Hi, I am Kristen, and welcome to my journey on fueling and healing my body through nutrition and fitness. Today, before we get started, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, like my page, follow along, and comment. I always love hearing all of your comments and your suggestions, and also what is going on in your own journey. So, as you know, I've been reintroducing foods, going more animal based, and so far, everything is feeling like it's working. I haven't seen any significant change in implementing some fruits into my diet. So, for a second there, I thought possibly the avocado could be triggering some anxiety, but I had avocado again the last 2 days and I've been good. So, I think that the triggering of my anxiety the other day was definitely probably whatever oil that they fried the chicharron in. And now I know that I cannot have that from that restaurant. So, lesson learned. There are definitely going to be highs and lows in your journey, and you just have to know what is working for you and what is not. So, my tip for today of what has worked for me along the carnivore journey is keeping a journal. You can have a paper journal, which is what I have. I have an old school little journal I bought in Marshall's for like 3, 4 bucks, or you can write it in your notes on your phone. I know that a lot of people think that might be easier. My husband makes fun of me because he's like, just put it in your notes. But there is just something about writing in a journal for me, pen and paper, old school, that I like doing. I, for some reason, feel like it's a lot faster to just jot it down real quick, what I'm eating, how I'm feeling, time of day, if something gets triggered, and that way I can keep an eye on it. Obviously, you can do this in your notes, and it's probably even better because you can do a control find when you go to look back on it, which is probably what I need to do. I probably need to start implementing what's in my journal in my notes. But that is definitely my tip. Write it all down. Even the smallest things that you think may not be anything. Like my low back has been hurting me the last couple of days. I wrote it down, my low back, because usually around my period, my low back starts hurting. But the last couple of days, I've been noticing that my low back has been hurting. So the only question is the fruit causing any inflammation to cause my low back hurting, or is it just something that is going on with my body? Backstory: I have had low back issues for a very, very long time since I was young because I was a cheerleader and they threw me up in the air and they let me fall. And it not only happened once, but it happened twice. And after that, my low back has always been messed up. So I've had issues also after I had my babies. And I've even had to have decompression done on my low back because of a back spasm that I had when my oldest was little. So I have had a herniated disc and many, many issues within my low back. So for me, sometimes it's a little hard to know if it's just a low back issue or is it inflammation caused by something I'm eating. So it's something that I'm keeping note of and I'm writing it down in my journal to make sure if I remove this, will my low back feel better? Because I hadn't really been getting too much of a low back problem the way that I felt yesterday and today. Today, I've done a lot of stretches. I ended up having to take 2 Advils because my low back was really, really hurting. And so, definitely, I am jotting it all down. Do not skip a beat when you're writing things down because the smallest thing you may go back to later and realize, holy shit, this is what is causing this issue. So when I first started and I was writing things down, I had bone broth. I made my own bone broth here at home and I had it simmering for 24 hours and it was absolutely delicious. And I realized after the second time having it that I had dry and itchy eyes. And I was like, I think that this happened to me when I ate it the first time. So I went back to my notes, and sure enough, it did. And so I started to kind of connect the dots and started to do more research and realize that bone broth, when cooked for so long, creates high histamines, which can trigger allergies. So, lucky me, I have that allergy. And so, write it all down. Write it all down. That is the key giveaway when you are doing an elimination diet, especially if you are doing an elimination diet to see if it helps with things like an autoimmune disease, for me, depression, anxiety, right? Bloatedness, stomach issues, gut issues, microscopic colitis is what I have. So jot it all down. I promise you, it is the best way to go when doing any kind of elimination diet, whether it's carnivore or animal based. And I would love to know, where are you on your journey today? What day are you on if you started the carnivore diet recently, or are you on an animal based diet? I would love to know why you started, what is working for you, what is not working for you, and any feedback that you have is greatly appreciated. I hope that you have a beautiful day, and I will see you again tomorrow.